Okay, so I'm gonna see. So the thing I'm going to talk about is my experience with my teacher. His name is Nithyananda. And personally, I said through clairvoyance I met him. And one of the things, I went there because I really liked him. And I felt he was prosecuted incorrectly. They put him in jail for 52 days for no reason, they kind of faked a video about him being involved in a relationship, which was totally fake. The media, decides, because they were very jealous that he got a land that was donated to him, and he had an organization and he had a lot of followers, and people, the politicians wanted him to pay. What did they call it? Like a blackmail.
Yes.
Okay. And he refused. He says, so they said they're going to fake news. So the news media decided to make up stories, which ended up being false. But Indian police, they went and arrested him for no reason. And then he was in the jail for 52 days, and I heard he went into intense samadhi and stuff. And then they eventually Frederick, because the girl who they accused is in the United States and he was there, they were not even physically close together. So Federal Bureau investigated, and then the girl is supposed to pay him back $250,000. And then California, there was a child molester who blamed him, and he also is now he has retribution that he
in where?
California. So they sued from here just to make money, it's big news. But I got involved with him because my classmate, I met 2014. I went to India because my life was falling apart. I was reaching a point. I'm going to seriously say this. I was a point where I felt I became a true American wife, where I am very, very comfortable and totally depressed and lost. Seriously, I felt worthless, useless, and I was feeling totally I was so hurt that day. So I decided, seriously, my husband was always he says all this stuff, but for some reason that day it hit my soul really deep. He said, "You're a danger to the family." In passing he was saying that, but see, sometimes I had enough to go away, but at that point when I hit that bottom, when he said that, I couldn't take it anymore. So I told myself, I said, I have lived whatever I wanted to in this life. An original intention, I said, I wanted to be a saint. So I understood, there has come a point in my life, I really don't need to do this anymore. So I told my husband, if you really think I'm dangerous, I would like to leave. I would like to go back to India. Because I told my husband, if I ever die, would you go to India and do cremation in India? And he says it is cheaper for him to cremate and bring the ashes over there. No, but I'm just saying, but I do agree. I'm at some point, for some reason earlier in the marriage, I was asking that. So then, afterwards, right? Yeah.
It's hot. Where is it?
Yeah.
It's hot.
So what happened? Actually, we can turn on this light.
Yeah, because it's a little hot.
Yeah.
I thought it was me.
No, I know. We both backed away. I was like, ooh, here we go.
I'll show a light if you need. So then afterwards, right, I went to India. My husband then says, I'm just saying that, don't take it seriously, So I understood it, but I still there's a wound in me. It's not about him. It's like me. I was falling apart. So I told him, Keith, I said, I'll go to India. I want to give up one country. I cannot do both faith or both culture because it was tearing me apart. I said, okay, let me totally become American. Not even worry about my Indian culture, my belief, and let me be the true American wife, be submissive or whatever I need to do to maintain my family. So I felt, I told him I'll go to India, I'll give up India completely, I'll say goodbye, and I'll come back. You feel tearful, you're in that space. So he said, okay, take a sabbatical. He says, don't give up on us, and we will wait for you. So I said, okay, 1 month I needed a break. So I told my patients, and my patients said, please, they said, we need you, come back. You know, the weird part is my kids didn't say that. My patient said that. And they said, I asked one of the guys, his name is Robert, and I said, hey, what do you guys want from India? And they said, bring back something spiritual. So I said, okay. So I went to India. This is where, so even before I landed, the flight, just when the airport was reached, my soul felt so fulfilled. It's like almost that's when I realized what is home. The thing is that feeling it creates in you when there is no need. I needed to do nothing. I asked my sister, hey, what do I need to bring? She says, I want you to assure me you're not going to open your purse. Every expense of yours is mine. And even in America, sometimes when you go to a restaurant, my husband expects me to pay. And in India, my sister, when she said that, it was so nourishing, I felt like so whole.
Yeah.
So when I landed there, even before I saw her, I was like sobbing, and she was saying, people only cry when they leave. Why are you crying? I was like, hilarious. I was hilarious. I'm crying when I landed.
It was relief. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was like a relief.
I felt like, finally what it is to be home. And then, so I went and there is this, I was looking for something I can get for 1 rupee, right? How you have dollar stores. Yeah. So they said for 1 rupee, you can get only prayer threads. So I said, okay, what is this prayer thread for? And they couldn't understand what the prayer thread for. But I bought 300 of them. It looks like a rosary beads.
But they're the small ones?
Yeah, they tie it on your neck or your hand or your waist.
Yeah.
But it's actually what prayer thread is the time in India, it's called Bhairav. And it is a lot of time. And when you have a process you want to work on, let's say I want to work on my marriage being healthy, you tie the thread, you hold the space of the time where you're processing that information. And when you finalize and when it comes to fruition, you leave it back in the water. So it is to hold the time. And the guardian, they have different spaces for each body parts in India as a temple. And the front of that entrance is held by this lot of time, and he holds that body part because it's so sacred to you as your inner child. He is guardian. So even when you're sleeping, when you're not accessing that, let's say when I am very frustrated, I'll yell and I'll have really a burning sensation near my liver. That. And he will hold that space until you can access it with health again. So you tie that thread on, and he is guarding it for you. So in the temple, literally, when you go in, they will actually open the door by taking the key from him. When they lock the door at night, they give back the key to him. So he's a guardian of your inner space, your inner child. He is so worried about our inner being, our soul. He's guarding us. And so when I understood how precious it was, I loved it. So me being foolish, I actually came to United States and I decided to trademark it. This is an ancient custom. So I went and I trademarked my prayer thread. And I have a trademark for prayer thread. And I'm allowed to weave any fabric and call it prayer threads. And it's my name. Okay, so I weaved actually there are multiple waves I weave, and there is one I weave, and see this one, multiple, anything I weave, I can call it prayer threads. I have a trademark. So essentially, in a gist, I stole from a lot of time. Okay. I had the chronosphere,
you borrowed the
I trademarked it. Right? So can you imagine in energy how much trouble I was? Because a lot of time doesn't take lightly. Stealing. The punishment is if your intention was bad, would have been severe. But because I was foolish, I think the Lord of Triumph tracked me down. That's the way I felt. So when 2016, he was calling for us to go back, and I was listening, and my family was saying,
it says recording for some reason.
Which one? Yeah,
Yes.
I am recording this.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, because I want because
I didn't know we did that yet.
so then afterwards, right? So he calls us. He says, once in your lifetime, if you come see me, your breathing space is enough. Because once we click, he says, I can always work with you, and that's all I want from you. So I said, and that's the time the squatter sued me, and the squatter says, the court says, to get him safely out, I need to pay for a place for him to go, which will be first month, last month rent, and a security deposit, which was $2,250, $2,250.
Right.
And his lawyer says pro bono, he took the case, and because of that, the lawyer is owed $12,000. So essentially, a squatter, to get him out of my apartment, I need to pay $14,250. And when he said his charges that time was $13,000, I said, I would rather pay a teacher who says he'll give me my life back than a squatter $14,250.
Yeah.
So I took off. Okay, so I went for 1 month, and I stayed with my teacher. And one of the things he said was, I am going to be you are going to expand me. He says, the reason I made you come, so to reset all your old behaviors, and I'm going to give you a clean start. So right now, you don't have any limitation, anything you want to achieve it. The only thing is, life is meant to help another person. So if you do everything as a service or to create enrichment for your community or for another person, that's worth living. And if you don't focus on that, it becomes dead space. And when you create more dead space, you die out. When you create space that you grow another person, automatically you become immortal. Time stands still. And you can determine how old you want to be forever. He says, you decide, I want to be this age forever. And he says, Lord Shiva told himself, I'll be 16 forever. And I said, okay, I will declare I'm 27 forever. 27 is the best time. I was financially stable. I was not worrying about dating. I had like plenty of money. And I said, I said, I'm going to be 27 forever. So when I came back here, I was working with my mother energy. My mother energy, her energy name is Lakshmi. She's abundance, wealth. And so what a lot of time says is wealth equals time. If you're going to work 1 year and then earn 3 weeks vacation to come see me, he says that is you being controlled by money. Versus if you work just 2 hours and create a space where you can like watch me for 2 hours, he says that's flexible time. Flexible time is what wealth is about. So he says everything in the bottom comes to time. So Siddha Lakshmi, who's abundant, she says another way. She says wealth equals ability to create memories. And the memories, if it is sweet, you grow it. If it is bad, you prune it. So I like that. So today is Ekadeshi. Ekadeshi is Siddha Lakshmi. Today is the day you create abundance. And through your breathing space, for this 11th day to arrive, the way they described it in one of our prayers, because I was listening. And for some reason, once I connect with them, everything, it's like how he calls it download. It opens up, the knowledge opens up and I am able to understand. So the first day when after new moon or full moon, the first day, so the Shiva describes to protection energy, cosmic consciousness, because they say cosmic consciousness is like a horizontal portal. You take a little piece of that and become the soul, and you become the life that lives out that thought form. Okay, and then once you finish that, you go back to cosmic consciousness. So we are all piece of the same cosmos, but we are a will that needs to act out because we want to experience that in this life. So when you made it, so it's essentially there's no separation between you and me. Everybody is going back to that cosmos. But we are doing this span of time to experience what it would feel like to have that thought form. Okay, all of us are manifested thought form of what we wanted to experience. So God says we are all, the way God says is I multiplied myself So you all are my visionary, what I wanted to experience in life. And eventually, whatever challenge you deal with, if by chance you give me an experience of what it is you're dealing with, I'll help you. So I'm going to rephrase it how it is said in ancient time. So the first day, he says, he's telling the cosmic consciousness, the life force himself, because he says when he's alive, the first breath is taken, and the last life, he takes it back. So he's the breathing space, okay? He says, I send out my baby girl. First day, she goes into this breathing space right after full moon or new moon. First day, she becomes my visionary. 3 eyes. They call it 3 eyes, right? We see with the eye, and we also have the knowing. She creates the 3-eyed vision. Then second day, she becomes the application of that science, like whatever, like, the software or whatever they downloaded. If in case there is a vision she has, the application becomes her the second day. So applied science, okay? And then the third day, she goes into the heart because she becomes the sweetness of what she wants to feel. Fourth day, she becomes so beautiful with this essence of this being. The fifth day, the software, like let's say fourth day, she becomes Pikachu. Like, I'm going to use
Pikachu.
Pikachu. So the fifth day, the software programmer looks at it and he says, oh my God, so this is what you want me to develop? Okay. And so he becomes the programmer. Okay. So he knows, okay, this is what you had an idea about you.
Yeah.
And this is what you wanted to apply. And this is what your sweet memory is buried in your heart. And I can see how beautiful it is. So he programs it. And so he makes a unit of that on the 6th day of lunar cycle. 7th day, he prunes whatever disease process that prevents from coming into fruition. He prunes and creates this unit. 8th day, it becomes whatever grants you want to experience through this event, the grant wishing day. 9th day, she expresses this because this is all in our breathing space, in our knowing, in your inner cosmos. So the energy unfolds from our, the under the diaphragm. They say we have this portal of energy that almost unfolds, and around the tongue it opens up. And then that's why the trident is actually a visual representation of this dual force, and then the tongue flips out and it says, this is what I want to do. I declare today, I am this, right? Essentially it's us. And then on the 10th day, board meeting happens in the heavens. Hey, my baby daughter wants this, okay? Get it done for her, okay? So, and remember, female, male is all inside. The female side is on the right side. Male side is on the left side. Sometimes we need to have the courage to do the right thing. That is actually in India, right? Courage is female. You would think like it's the other way around. Like male would be more forceful. Female are considered forceful because the power comes from female. Because that's why they say behind every man there is a woman who, is the power behind the man's action.
The power, yeah.
So the power is female energy. Male always needs female power, it seems, but female doesn't need male. So that's the way in ancients they believe. So the female sometimes can access the power from man, and she doesn't need, in addition, enforcement, whereas always men need enforcement. So the right side is female, left side is acceptance. What male is about is accepting. So sometimes you have to let go. That's where the male side comes in. So when you do it together on the 10th day, the board meeting, like they will say, okay, this is what, so that's why I'm saying this is what my baby girl could be, like, my being needs, my future grandchildren need, grandchildren need. And on the 11th day, we create a sweet memory. If by chance by this day we are miserable, so 12th day, the unit of that enforcement of action we need to have, like the philosophy of what we need to act out. And if in case we are not focused and we are still miserable, 13th day, the life himself acts and he gives a focus. The exact thing that makes us miserable, he'll take it away. Let's say, like, I have to take this job. It is like so painful. My boss really hurts me. You'll get fired. But not because he wants to punish you. He feels you're useless there.
Yeah.
So he's going to give you
Because of
another
what you
job.
want.
Sometimes
Yeah,
you
it's not
need
the right-
termination of something before you can go further, or you need boost of energy. So your reinforcement happens on the 13th day, 14th day, it all is played
Laid
out for
out.
you. So that 15th day, if it is full moon, you will get it into your intuition space. If it is new moon, it will go into your heart center. So you feel so fulfilled, or you will have the vision.
So
And
we're
if
the
in
11th day?
Today is
No.
11th day. So
So
let's
the
say
13th is
by
Monday.
the 13th is when the new moon, that is when Big Bang Theory happened. This new moon is like really very sacred. They said divine energy, cosmic energy is available to get any wish granted. And once this happens, right? If by chance we have not achieved our goal, the cycle repeats. And so you have to say how many moons I pray to get this.
Yeah.
And when you see how many moons it took, then you will honor it. Because if you get it easy, we don't cherish it. That's why, my sangha was taken away from me, not because I have access to my teacher 100%, but I feel for the community I need to be a space. To hold the space, I need to behave a certain way, not to antagonize people and stuff. So the training indirectly is going on, and I feel I am cool.
Yeah.
But I have to work through this process. Same thing with my husband. Sometimes I'm cool even if he insults me. But I have to do this as a process because I need to teach him how to treat me. It's not about him. It's me. Am I allowing this to continue?
Yeah.
So I feel once you get that space, you are so powerful inside. Nobody can hurt you. I feel I put up with nothing with anybody anymore. And it's not whether they believe I'm good or not. It's for me to believe I am worthy.
Yeah.
It's
true.
So that's the whole space I'm holding. And I like I said, every day there is a new program it's doing called Associate Degree in the Science of Inner Awakening. Just for the world, he uses all this title. So I be plugged in with him.
Yeah.
So every day he will do a discourse, and I have to hashtag and use what is the essence of the discourse and what we discussed.
And it's the inner awakening, you said?
Because he says ultimately we are in a slumber.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, everything is about us inside, right? So if by chance something is not making sense, it's because we have not perceived it. It's not even, it's like we are processing it differently. Yesterday I had a patient, okay? This is I'm still recording it, but I had a patient and she fulfilled, I do addiction medicine. So I'm looking at her profile. She went to another doctor. She filled Vicodin 90 count, okay, for 30 days supply. And she's coming into me, and she filled it on the 24th of January. And she saw me yesterday, and she wants her medication given to her. So I'm telling her, first of all, Vicodin, your supply is 30 days. So the earliest you can fill any other medication is
30 days.
February 24th, right? So you need to wait it out. She says, no, I ate it all. And I said, okay, you ate it all. I said, I need then a letter to be sent from your doctor. He's not going to give you another refill, right? So give me that. And then I look at the profile. She's already on Suboxone. She has no script for it. So which means she's buying off the street. So I brought to the secretary and I tell her, the reason I'm not giving script is she already has Suboxone in her system in the P test. And Vicodin, officially she cannot get any pain medication until 24th. So I said, either she brings a letter or let her run out of the 24-day period and I'll do. So she was standing right next to me. So I said, because of that, I cannot give. So I walk away. So then evening she comes back. She's crying. She says, how she hurt her? I hurt her feelings. I gossiped about her. And I told the secretary that she was buying off the streets. I said, hold on. I said, first of all, if I have to gossip about you, you don't need to be in front of me. And I said, if I cannot talk in front of you, I cannot talk behind you. That's my rule. This is like Dr. Phil says, right? Like he says, if you cannot talk in front of people, you cannot talk behind. I am Dr. Phil. So I said to her, I said, that is not the point. The point is, the secretary, if I don't explain to her, she's going to talk to me 10 more times asking this question. So I have to tell her what I'm doing so she wouldn't come and keep bothering me. And I said, I have to set her straight. The reason I'm not doing this is because of this. So that she doesn't keep saying, oh, this patient is calling, this patient is calling.
Right.
And I said,
Flush it.
for you,
What beginning?
the truth is, yes, you are getting it off the street. It's showing up in your pee. I said, I'm not saying anything about
It's not
negative
wrong.
about you.
Yeah.
I said, I'm just
wrong.
telling
the
you
truth.
what we found. And I said, that doesn't mean I'm thinking you're bad. I said, but I cannot do something knowing you are okay.
Yeah.
Even if you ate all the,
All
Yeah.
the Vicodin and
you're
Yeah.
still fine, you know.
Yeah.
So she says, oh, I misunderstood. I thought you were being mean. I said, no. I said, if I say that behind your back, that's different. You
Right.
were right
Then that's
standing
right,
there.
yeah.
And I said, I did it so that we all will be on the same page,
Yeah.
you know. So I told her, like, you know, I can start you provided. So then she went and got the letter, and then I gave her a startup dose. But what I'm saying is people hear from their pain. And if they don't resolve that issue, it will continue to be resentful. Thank God. That's what I told her. I said, you know what? I admire you for bringing it up. That shows you have a lot of self-respect.
Yeah.
People will, like, you know, keep moldering,
Oh,
very
yeah.
well, like, you
Yeah.
know, not like show up and
Yeah.
they. So I said that itself shows you have tremendous respect, you know. And I said, I give you kudos for that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like amazing
Right.
that you were able to speak up on your
Yeah.
behalf. So sometimes I find it's very fascinating how we hear with our
Mhm.
pain. And that's one thing my teacher teaches. It's called completion training. He says, if you cannot disengage the pain from that word, he says we cannot go further. Because that situation
Yes.
keeps getting activated again and again and again until one day you will snap
Yeah.
and you'll say, I cannot take it anymore. So that's the reason for the sweet memory cycles. You know, you do this cycle again and again and again until life shows up, you cannot bear it anymore. And so essentially you can get rid of it today, or you can do it 1,000 moons and get rid of it in 1,000
right.
moons.
Suffer
Yeah.
until you.
So I'm going to close this video. I'll send you guys the